The road to WrestleMania officially begins this Saturday in Tampa, Florida, and it's time for the Flex Zone to present to you the Royal Rumble previews for each match on the 2024 Royal Rumble card. We're going to kick things off today with the Women's Royal Rumble match. The winner earns a World Championship match at WrestleMania 40. I'm going to break down the match, give you all 30 participants, surprises, debuts, and returns right here on the Flex Zone podcast. Only place giving you that wrestling content how you want it, when you need it. What's going on, Flex Zone family? What's going on, wrestling fans? God's favorite host here, back here again with more wrestling previews and predictions. As I mentioned, the road to WrestleMania starts Saturday from Tampa. It should be a big show, a newsworthy show, an exciting show. And I decided to start my previews with the Women's Royal Rumble match, the match that I believe will start the show. If I had the pen booking it in charge of the match order, I will put this as the first match on the card. Now, I'm going to give you all 30 women I'm predicting to be in the Rumble. Not particularly the numbers that they will come out, but I'm just spitballing names. I'll throw in some surprises, some returns, some debuts, and some people that have already announced themselves into the Rumble, and give you my final four and my winner. But I think this match is very, very capable of starting the show off the right way. I think Triple H has over the past few months with him in full control, put an emphasis on featuring a lot of women on Raw and on SmackDown. Whether you like what you're seeing from the women's division, you don't like what you're seeing from the women's division, he's putting the women on TV. Now, a lot of the women's matches are short, 2, 3 minute matches, nothing that you really can sink your teeth into. Rhea Ripley on Raw has really ran through most of her competitors. She doesn't have really a big match at the Royal Rumble. She won't even be on the card. She'll probably be out there with her Judgment Day teammates. But they're building her up, obviously, for what I think is going to come in her home country of Australia at Elimination Chamber, where she will have a big time match. I'll get into that in a second. But there is one person that I think deserves this win. There is one person that deserves their flowers. There is one person that deserves to be on the marquee at WrestleMania 40 in Philly is one of your marquee matches, especially with the women's division. And I'm going to get to that in a second. But as far as entrants, we have Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. They're confirmed already. That's two ladies. Three, I have a returning Liv Morgan. We know she's popular to return at the Royal Rumble. I have Liv Morgan returning. I have Bailey as my fourth woman. This is no particular order yet again. Just naming all 30 women, saying how many I get right. A little fun. You can play along. Sound off in the comments if I miss anybody or anybody you think should be added to the match that I didn't put already. Asuka, Kyrie Sane, Nia Jax. From NXT, Tiffany Stratton. I think she shows her face in the Rumble. Nine, I have a returning. People forget about her, Sonya Deville. She did tear her ACL last year, but there are rumors of her eventual return. It's impending, it's inevitable, it is imminent. So I think that means the Royal Rumble on this coming Saturday. Number 10, Lyra Valkyria, the women's champion down on NXT. I think she'll get exposed to the main roster. I have Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, debuting. I know people have finally been asking, they've been waiting, they've been salivating, they've been impatient to a degree. As she was signed last September from All Elite Wrestling, the former TBS champion, Jade Cargill, is going to debut at the Royal Rumble. There's already reports she'll be at the show. Jade Cargill will debut at the Royal Rumble. And I'm expecting her to put on a pretty good show. I think this type of match that suits her can show her athleticism, her strength, her overall charisma of being a future main event star. I have Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Piper Niven, Selena Vega, Maxine Dupree, Ivy Nile, a returning Raquel Rodriguez, Smiley Raquel, I think returns at the Rumble. She's been away dealing with some medical conditions. I think she's back for the Rumble. I think she's a nice surprise. 21, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green will be in there. Hopefully, she lasts longer than 5 seconds like last year. We got to get rid of this comedy schnick with Chelsea Green. She's a fantastic professional wrestler. She can cut promos. She has the it factor. She has the look. She's good enough in the ring. She needs to be somebody in 2024 that we break away from this goofy women's tag team storyline and really push her as a single. Especially if you need competitors on Raw for Rhea Ripley, you can put her in some meaningful feuds, make her more serious. Just my personal opinion. Number 22, I have a returning AJ Lee. Yes, I believe AJ Lee does debut or return rather in the Rumble. And I think she has a good showing. It'll pop the crowd. She's a fantastic women's professional wrestler. She's been on the show Heels. She's been training with her husband Phil Brooks, CM Punk. I think she comes back at least for a one-off heading into the WrestleMania season. Maybe she could have a WrestleMania match, but I think this is a one-off and she does her thing in the Rumble. I have after AJ Lee, I have Nikki Cross. I think she finds her way in the Rumble. I don't know what they're doing with her. She's always stalking someone, but maybe Nikki Cross can get back to the sanity Nikki Cross. You have Alba Fire, Isla Dawn. I have Roxanne Perez from NXT. I think she was in the Rumble last year. I think she puts on another big showing this year. I have Kaden Connor and Katana Chance, the women's tag team champions. I think they find their way in this match. They're athletic, they're charismatic, they're doing a good job so far on the main roster. I think the fans are starting to get behind them a little bit and getting familiar with how good they are. And I think you'll see them in the match as well. I have Trish Stratus as the legend, the lone legend on here. I think she returns at the Royal Rumble to possibly set up something down the line this year. But Trish Stratus had that wonderful cage match with Becky Lynch feud I didn't care for, but maybe they could set up something here. And number 30, I struggle with this because I was going to say Lita, but I did see that Trinity, aka Naomi, has ended her time with Impact, it looks like, based on the results of Hard to Kill, the recent tapings. She dropped the title, she said her goodbyes. I think she returns back to WWE. She returns back with her family, her bloodline, her husband, and she returns at the Royal Rumble to add more star power to an already loaded field. I think this has the potential to potentially be the best women's Royal Rumble probably since the first one. And as I mentioned, let's get to the final four. I have Bayley, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, and Liv Morgan as my final four. But I do have Jade Cargill with the most eliminations, along with Nia Jax and Jade, and being probably, if I was booking it, I would have Jade come out as number one. You give her that grand entrance, you give her that big pop, you give her that superstar treatment, you have her look like $1 billion. And I think she's the first person you see when the women's rumble start. And then at number two, I keep the returns and debuts coming. I'd probably do Liv Morgan. I'd have Liv Morgan come out there. I'd have Liv Morgan and Jade Cargill, the first two people that you see. And those would be the two women who kickstart the Royal Rumble for the women. Just my opinion. Two surprises. You get the debut of Jade Cargill. She gets her full entrance. You get Liv Morgan returning. The crowd will love that. It's in Florida, ironically, where she was arrested as well. So why not? Started off with two people I think are going to show great. I have Bayley, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, and Liv Morgan in my final four. I have Nia Jax eliminating Liv Morgan. Sorry, all you Liv Morgan stands out there. I have Becky Lynch getting her revenge on Nia Jax. Remember, Nia Jax beat Becky Lynch on Raw on day one. I have Becky Lynch eliminating Nia Jax, getting her revenge back. But I do think this sets up Nia strongly. She can say, I was one of the best competitors in the Royal Rumble. I made it to the final four. She's been teasing going after Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley needs a marquee match at Elimination Chamber in her home country. Rhea Ripley can riptide Nia Jax and excite everyone and shake the tectonic plates of Australia and retain her title, but it can be a nice, hard hitting match. And I have Bayley eliminating Becky Lynch to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I teased it a little earlier. Bayley is one of the horsewomen who deserves her flowers. She deserves to get her moment in the sun. She deserves to headline as one of the marquee members, one of the marquee matches of WrestleMania. And I think it tells itself the story. It's built in. You have Damage Control possibly going to potentially kick her out. They're thinking she's going to challenge Rhea Ripley if she wins. She inevitably challenges Io Sky. Bayley, Io Sky, WrestleMania 40. Bayley is now a babyface. Bayley gets the win, wins, the Women's Championship on SmackDown, and Bayley takes the ball and runs with it in 2024 in the women's division. Like I mentioned, I think we're going to get some big time debuts with Jade Cargill, some returns, and Naomi. We're going to get some NXT women in the mix: Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez. Like I mentioned, you're going to see Trish Stratus, a legend, and I think it's going to be good because there are a lot of women we don't know who are going to be in this match. I mentioned AJ Lee returning as well as a surprise. I like when they don't announce everybody in the match. I would like to see them bring back the Tumbler, but I like that we only got 4 or 5 women announced. Allow us to theory craft, allow us to predict, allow us to anticipate who's going to show up on our screens on Saturday with the other 20 plus spots. That's what I did here. Hopefully, you guys let me know down in the comments who you guys have returning, debuting. If you want to list all 30 women you have, feel free. As I mentioned, I'm going with Bayley, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan is my final 4. Bayley winning the Women's Royal Rumble. Bayley getting her flowers. Bayley just re-upped, signed a new deal with WWE. It's the least they can do is reward her for her hard work, give her another meaningful moment, give her her moment at WrestleMania 40. She's one of the revolutionaries with the women's division. She deserves it. The story is right there. And we love Bayley. She's great at what she does. She lives her gimmick. She's great in the ring. She's great on the microphone. And she's just one of the stalwarts and one of the reasons I really enjoyed women's wrestling. That match with Sasha Banks at NXT Brooklyn. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn is the greatest women's match of all time. Don't at me. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Great match. And I think she deserves her flowers. And hey, who knows? Does Sasha Banks return? I still think she shows up in AEW, but we shall see. She could be a surprise. Anything could happen. But sound off in the comments. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that bell. Let me know how you feeling. Women's Royal Rumble. I mentioned I think that is going to be the first match to see on Saturday night. I was looking at the Women's Royal Rumble should be fun. I think it'll be the best one since the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble. Because they've been some of the winners with Charlotte winning and Ronda haven't gone well, but if you put the rocket pack, on Bayley, strap on Bayley. Gosh, I'm going to get canceled. Put the rocket pack on Bayley this year. Book her good, book her strong. She's done a great job putting other women over like Bianca Belair. She's put Io Sky as the forefront of Damage Control. She's kind of faded to the background a little bit, but she's still there. We love Bayley. Give Bayley her flowers. Let her win the Women's Royal Rumble and let her main event or be one of the marquee matches on WrestleMania and let her win the women's title there. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. More previews coming for the Royal Rumble this Saturday, which we will be live for here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Hit the bell for all the notifications. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And of course, sound off in the comments. Give me your winner for the Women's Royal Rumble. Give me your predictions for who might return, who might debut, who's an Iron Woman, who might have the most eliminations, surprises, legends. I'm here for it all. We love you, Flex On family, wrestling fans. It's a great weekend ahead. A big time show. We'll be live for it. More previews coming to the channel. And of course, it's the Flex On Podcast. Only place giving you wrestling content how you want it when you need it. Can't wait to talk to you more with more of these previews here on the Flex On Podcast. I'll see you in the next video.